Know of a really, really good sandwich place. It's called Jersey Mike's. You want a sandwich? Oh my god, you freaky! I want a sandwich. No? Okay. There's Indiana Jones hat back there. You want that? No. Want it now. Brilliant! We got some OG Queen. Oh. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yo, what's going on, everyone? Hi, how are we doing on this glorious, glorious Friday? It is a late stream, and I am tired, okay? I have been working extra days the last few days, and yeah, sorry, like, I worked overtime yesterday as well at my IRL job, and pretty much I went to sleep, and yeah, I laid in bed and just straight up went to sleep. Yo, what up, Jaeger? And Candace Evergreen, congratulations on the first. You love that? Yeah, you like those clips, don't you? You liked it, didn't you? Yeah. Tell me more about how you liked it. And you can normally tell when I get tired because I haven't got bags under my eyes. Holy crap, I really should be going to bed, but no, I'm actually streaming. You're currently sick? Well, that sucks. Yo, I hope you feel better soon. I don't really know what to say besides, yeah, damn, that sucks. I hate it when I get sick, man. Actually, you know what? Maybe I should be tired more often. I feel like my voice is hella sexy right now. But yeah, that's one way that you can tell that I'm actually, like, tired. Is I sound like this. The man needs water. You know what? That's actually a fair point. Hold on. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get me some water. Also, my camera is being like super duper weird. Like, my camera is making me also look like I'm freaking diseased, man. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix it. I don't know what changed. If it's like I got this like weird white aura thing going on me right now. Oh, you don't mind that, do you? Yeah. You like this voice, huh? I can do this for you all night long. Hold on, maybe I need to change my white balancing. Oh gosh, that's racist. Canceled. That's actually a camera term. See, like oh, that's horrible. Maybe it's not my white balancing. Maybe it's actually me. Maybe I actually like legit need to get some sleep. But no, I figured for this stream, I didn't really have anything planned, but I had thoughts. And I was just like, you know what? What if we played some good old Phasmophobia and I rant? How does that sound? Who doesn't love to listen to this? Yeah, I know I need sleep. You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. But yeah, I figured it'd be cool to play some Phasmophobia, and then I kind of wanted to rant because I had some thoughts and I kind of pseudo wanted to get it down on camera and whatnot. And I mean, if you looked at the title, you kind of have a good idea of what I'm going to talk about, right? And it was just, I found it really, really interesting to me in my brain. I don't know, maybe call it a philosophical moment, but yeah, Phasmo, hey, listen, don't expect any fancy dancy Phasmo play, okay? I'm just me. But listen, without any more further ado, all right, boys and gals, and all non-binary pals, ready or not, let the games begin. My family f***ing abandoned me!
Who's been here since day one? Who's been faithful as a nun? A bitch chuck away that old tiny pun. Your executive producer.
Jumping. Ooh, all right. Fancy moves. Shit.
I'll let you.
Oh yeah. Are you here? Whoa! Golly, okay.
See, I did it right this whole time.
You know what? Screw it.
Oh no.
No! You son of a bitch! How did I live? How did I live? Can I come into the out now? Get out, evil.
Shine bright like the stars, chasing dreams near and far. With the power
Alright, I'm gonna finger bang my keyboard.
It's over.
All right, I went and grabbed some water real quick, and I am back. I grabbed some water during the intro. First of all, the first thing. You know what? Let's just do Tanglewood, professional, groovy. We can have some fun with some ghosts, and they can come and straight up murder us. It'll be fantastic. It'll be super duper fantastic. Also, I'm not using my normal headphones today. If you guys noticed, I don't have any big old headphones on me. I'm just doing some regular, good old-fashioned me. Me. Hold on. I'm gonna hide myself while I snort some nicotine. Sure, you can't see me. Also, here pretty soon. That looks a little... Damn. That looks really bright. Is that too bright for you guys on stream? Is that like too bright for you guys? I don't know. Maybe you'll feel different once we actually get in the house. I should grab equipment. No? Okay, perfect. It looks good? Okay, all right. Then I won't adjust anything. I just want to make sure. Listen, I got to give you guys the best viewing experience that I possibly can. Now, how do I begin? How do I begin my rant? I begin my rant with a cold meter, a video camera, Ninja Turtle headband, and EMF. You know what? Yeah, why not? Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's start our adventure off with this. Oh, you guys see the game so much better than I do. You know, it's been so long. Apparently there's been an update for this game. As I scroll through the house. Okay, so listen. I kind of wanted to talk about gaming because, like, I've been watching a lot of YouTube lately, and I've kind of ended up noticing, like, the same things. And watch me die to this freaking ghost because I'm literally going to be doing the same thing I'm probably going to be ranting about. But, like, y'all ever, if you watch enough YouTube, y'all kind of notice that, like, a lot of gaming... Oh, there's the bone. Oh my gosh, I can't even finish a thought. This is not going to go well at all for me. This is not going to go well at all for me. So what if gaming, like, gaming on YouTube, what if it wasn't gaming anymore? You know, like, I watch quite a few different streamers, and, like, oh, well, me being a streamer myself, I try to do something that's usually different. That's kind of why I do, like, the whole intro things or whatever. But, like, lately, like, a lot of, like, the bigger streamers I've noticed, because, like, I mean, obviously I want to be successful to a degree, so, like, I'll kind of emulate what some people do to a point. Hold on, turn on my lights so I don't get murdered, ass blasted right away. And so, like, we all got our favorite streamers, right? Listen, we're a small channel, okay? You can say whoever your favorite streamer is. It doesn't matter. What? So, like, if you want to go, you can go ahead and shout it out. If you don't want to, it's not a big deal. Oh my gosh, the ghost is so totally in here. Damn it. And, like, I don't know, like, a part of me kind of feels like a lot of these streamers, like, they'll do gaming, and then it's like a lot of, like, political influence, right? Like, I mean, I wouldn't be lying if I didn't say I was, like, watching, like, Asmongold or anything like that recently. I actually kind of watched quite a bit of him, and I don't know, it kind of gave me, I kind of had, like, an epiphany. It almost seems like a lot of streamers nowadays, especially on YouTube, like, it's like influence campaigns, right? So it's like, yeah, it's like, it's kind of, it almost seems like it's like influence campaigns. Does that make sense? I don't know. Maybe I'm not trying to find the words for it. Maybe I should actually make a YouTube video and gather my thoughts and then talk about it. But, well, because, like, I don't know, I think about this, and, like, YouTube, it kind of pulls towards algorithms of what you watch, right? So, in a way, you kind of end up being your own worst enemy. So, like, YouTube algorithms, they kind of shape what you watch. And like, you know, you end up like doing on a gaming stream, and then you click on one thing political, and then all of a sudden your feed gets blown off. I mean, and I also thought about it, and it's also kind of crazy. Like, a lot of these people, like, they go, and these guys get like millions of subs, right? And then if they all wanted to go for like a cause or whatnot, then they pretty much like have all these communities riled up at their disposal. So for example, like you son of a bitch. Well, that was Caducus. Stop turning the lights off of me. You're like a freaking shade, man. Anywho. So you end up clicking on one thing, and then you end up going down a rabbit hole. So it kind of made me wonder, because like I like to consider myself a pretty open-minded person, right? But what if YouTube doesn't help? Because we all know the basic stuff with YouTube, right? You click on something, it's like, oh, because like YouTube is engaged by retention and watch time and how long you look at something. And then it's like you end up clicking on something, and then it just feeds you more of that. So like, say, you know, you believe that the pyramids float, right? You end up clicking on one video, and now you got a whole list of conspiracy theories. So not to be like one of these people, but I'm totally 100% going to be like one of these people. Just like, what if we're like, wouldn't it be a scary thought if YouTube was keeping you how you were? I don't know. Call me paranoid, but just what if? Because like one of the reasons like I started watching YouTube, like I used to watch a lot of Markiplier too. You know, like oh fuck, I got nothing. I was ranting. No, stop it, Ghost. Stop it. In the middle of my rant, you son of... I was on to a good point before you interrupted. It's based on pure prediction. Well, yeah, when you make I would agree with that at some point. Like, when you make a new account, like, it just kind of throws you... like... You know, like, what's trending currently, right? It's got to guess. But ultimately, like, your account... It has like your information on it. It targets you via ads. Like it knows your age. It knows if you're like male, female, or identify as something else. I just heard a lot of thumping behind me and it kind of freaked me out for a second. Yeah, it's centered on what you think you want. Yeah, exactly. That's why I was... Hold on one second. All right, how was I ranting? I don't know. Maybe it could be just a me problem because, like I said, like I like to click on things of being open-minded, but to someone who doesn't know what to search, like, I guess it would be like, where's a good place to start? And how do you know, like, you're getting what you really... Well, it doesn't really know what you're really wanting, right? It is ultimately guessing based off of your watch time. It's literally a thing that tracks. Like, YouTube is literally a thing that tracks everything that you watch. Like, it doesn't even matter if you end up liking something. It's all based on how long that you watch it. You know what I mean? I don't know. So, like, I guess the best example, I mean, I'm probably going to mention it. I'm not trying to, like, jump out of the woodworks here or whatever. But, like, we got writing. But like I said, I'm using this as an example because it's really the only thing I can think of. But yeah, I've been watching like a lot of like Asmongold because he's been popping up. Because I mean, I like a lot of the stuff that. Oh, I thought it was gonna murder me. Anywho, I'm grabbing a smudge stick. I've been watching a lot of him and like. Oh, what was it? A lot of him, and then there was one other person. So bringing up the Stop Killing Games. If you guys don't know what Stop Killing Games is basically like a bunch of gamers getting political. Oh, and that's another thing. Like, the gaming industry is becoming so hardcore political, isn't it? Because, like, they're doing the Stop Killing Games where they keep games, where devs have to keep, like, games running even after they shut it down or hand it over or whatnot. And then that's got its whole statement. So I don't think I've ever seen gamers be, like, this politically moved. I'm the king of the rumba beat. When I play my maracas, I go chicka-boom, chicka-boom. Yo, what up, Gabs? How you doing, buddy? You interrupted my rant with your pizza of Cuban. Listen, I lost all train of thought. The whole stream is rude. You know what? That's a great example. Like, I mean, and we're learning so much this year with everything that's going on. You know what I mean? And we're making a lot of good things. Yeah, hi, Gabs. I'm ranting. I had an epiphany and I'm ranting. I shouldn't be recording things. Also, yes, exactly. Where are you? How old are you? Are you here? Wait. Hello, where are you? Are you here? You know what? Y'all killing me with these channel redeems. Is the ghost even here? Hello, where are you? Are you here? Are you friendly? Are you like in the wall? Hold on, I feel like I need to dip out of here. We're dipping. We're dipping here so we can have a fair conversation and rant. We're dipping here so I can have a fair conversation and rant. Also, I got all my photos. Oh, I need to get videos and 2 more things. I need to go bring in the camera. At least we're done with this, whatever. But okay. But seriously, let's talk about this. Like, we all have our favorite streamers, and they all have like millions and millions of people that they can reach. Like, it should, in a way, I think it should be kind of scary that there are people like this that have more reach than like actual politicians. You know what I mean? Like, how many times have you seen a streamer do gameplay videos? Like they'll be having, like, literally kind of like what I'm doing. I'm calling myself out here. But, like, they'll have, like, games going on in the background, and then they'll kind of, like, make, like, a political point or a political statement. And then at some point in time, you kind of have to wonder, it was just like, well, what are you really watching? Are you watching someone who's playing games, or do you think that you're being influenced and not being realized it? But, I mean, like, whether or not, like, yeah, the algorithms, they also shape what you watch. Also, major tournaments or major gaming tournaments too, they're making a whole bunch of political statements, either by accident or on purpose. Either way, we end up learning something. And like, entire communities, like, they mobilize, entire gaming communities mobilize around game creators, you know, and like, you can actually see that this is happening. It happens like, it's literally all over the internet. Dude, I gotta pay $30 just to go take a hike in some trees with some view. What does the Meatball of Rebels be ranting about? So basically I had a thought, and I kind of wanted to talk about it, I suppose. Like in general with media and like how things are going, because like, I mean, how many of us get our news of what's going on through the world through YouTube shorts and other people? Like, and by other people, I mean like either other streamers or YouTube. Yo, Beagle, thank you for the 36 hot diggity dog dang months. How's it going? I am fucking tired, dude. I am tired. I have been working overtime. I got to try and buy some new toys. You know, like we all needs that money. So like, I guess you could say like, I don't know. I think I'm having an epiphany moment and I'm trying to find the words for it. YouTube censors a lot once you see it. Yeah. So like, I mean, okay, yeah, you know what? Let's start with YouTube. Like, you've probably heard people say like, I don't know, like, has anyone, I don't know, I've heard this a few times, but like, basically like the YouTube algorithm, it radicalizes gamers. Like, I've heard that come up a few times, and I mean like, okay, some research shows that YouTube actually nudges people away from extreme political content over time, but not in like a real good way. You know what I mean? Like it was like I was saying before, the algorithm, like if the system knows that you'll watch more political content and you end up clicking on it, then that's how it kind of feeds you more of what you are interested in. But like, it's kind of hard to stay open-minded if you only like are interested in one thing. And it doesn't like try and give you like a counter viewpoint. You know what I mean? Because like I love having the ability to critically think for myself and to like be open to other opinions and to listen to other arguments. But I don't know. I'm starting to kind of have like a feeling that YouTube is kind of cock blocking me from having my own critical thoughts because it's already fed on what it thinks that I like. Does that make sense? Like it's kind of in a way, I'm wondering if it keeps you in your own bubble. And like I said, I mentioned Asmongold, and like he pops up all over my stuff, and like no matter who else I search, I have a few other people that I typically watch or whatnot, like Destiny. But like, and then I also had another feeling like from a Batman quote. It was just like, if you don't die, hero, you live long enough to see the villain, or some of that. And like, I used to watch Destiny like a lot back in the day, and then I also agreed with like a lot of his viewpoints, even though that he was considered to be like a left-winger, and Asmongold is considered to be like on the right side. But like, I loved having that balance, but then like eventually they all kind of fucking go off the rails. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's just like, you get all your current events through TikTok. Yeah, exactly. And like everyone, no one follows like the mainstream medias anymore. Like we all get our information from YouTubers, streamers, TikTok shorts, or YouTube shorts. And then it's just like, and it begs the question, could it be possible if YouTube is just feeding into what you would fear because you clicked on it and gave it watch time? Could it be keeping you in your bubble, preventing you from being open-minded? You know what I mean? Like, I'm having these thoughts. If you don't die, hero, you long enough to see yourself become the villain. Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of where I feel like the YouTuber Destiny, the big one, I kind of feel like that's where he's gone. Also, you could say like Mr. Beast, he's been going down the same road, hasn't he? Like, because he ended up like super big, and then there was a downfall. You know what I mean? Or preventing seeing things. Right. Like, let's say like I'm totally like, I'm using me as an example for this, but like I'm totally open to having counter arguments brought to me, right? Because like, believe it or not, like, the people that know me personally would say like I'm really, really stubborn, but like I love having my opinions challenged, and then having the ability to critically think, and then having articulate a reason of saying like, okay, well, yeah, I totally agree because blah, blah, blah. Or, yeah, well, I partially agree. Or, no, that's wrong because X, Y, Z, Z, Y, X. You know, and it kind of, like I said, it just makes me wonder, maybe this was unintentional, but like you kind of get kept in your own bubble. You know what I mean? It's interesting that you type into Facebook or YouTube and it seemed to keep showing you different things about what you've searched. Oh yeah, that's a whole different conversation. I think I know where you're going with that. You can't see a lot of negative stuff about China, but you see so much positive yet so little negative. Yeah, and see, like in my feeds currently, I see nothing but negative things about China. Like, and it's not, and even when I like try to like play devil's advocate against myself and being like, well, what are some good things about China? It's very, very short-sighted compared to all the negative things that I see. You completely forgot about your grocery shopping needs. I gotta go, Rebel. Sorry. No worries. Go get food. Go take care of your business. I'm just gonna be here ranting. So no worries. But like, but yeah, you know what I mean? But I mean, I know YouTube Shorts, I know that there is like I think there's a little bit of data of people pushing towards like entertainment purposes. But ultimately, YouTube is going to try and keep you on what keeps your attention. Or yeah, YouTube will try and keep you on the subject that keeps your attention. That's what I really mean to say. So your watch history is still a giant, it can be a giant political fingerprint. And who's to say that someone couldn't use that data? You know what I mean? Or let's say the moment a content creator drops like a super hot take, right? And then, well, I mean, content breeds content, sure. But then that gets logged and then it gets connected to the next thing that you see. So like, am I articulating this right? I don't know. Maybe I'm too brain dead to really think. Or what you say, current views on everything? Yeah, exactly. Like, it just kind of keeps you there. So how do you change that in YouTube? That is an excellent question. I'm almost thinking about, like, making, like, 4 or 5 extra accounts and just kind of, like, I'll only watch one type of content on this account and then watch another type of content on this account so that way I can expand. Does that make sense? Because I feel like once your account is pegged as a certain type for whatever your watch time is, that's kind of just what you get fed. And then you kind of get forced into this niche. So I don't know. That's almost what I was thinking about, is like make multiple accounts and just keep that one account one specific type of content. You feel like all streamers and influencers should be allowed to use their platforms to voice their opinions on current events, social issues, as long as they do it in a way that is polite, constructive, and they should also allow their followers to rebuttal in a way that they can have a discussion about their opening views. I think everyone should have their own opinion. But here's the scary thing. Oh, yeah, Gabs, I already mentioned this, but you may not have heard me before. But, like, when you have big streamers, like I'm just using this as an example because it's on my YouTube, but, like, Asmongold, right? He is literally #1 in the political state right now, and he has millions of subscribers, okay? So let's say, like, I mean, like, dude, the dude kind of operates like an asshole, but I'll consider that a part of the appeal. But he has more reach than most political figures. Like, in some way, that bears its own responsibility. Like, obviously, everyone should be allowed to have their own opinions, but, like, who's to say, like, he doesn't go and have a hot take about something, everyone agrees with him, and then it moves. So then I use the example of Stop Killing Games about how he pushed that through, and they already got like 1.4 million signatures over in the EU. You know what I mean? So like, but yeah. I think in some way that can be scary or misused. And in some way, like we already know that political figureheads were actually buying promotional videos. So like they were paying, we already know like TikTokers have been paid to promote promotional content, right? Because like the way that it is right now is, it's really no secret. Like influencers, streamers, and everyone like that, like they're pretty much are a political voice. This is getting too philosophical. My mind is now thinking, man, you need food for that. You need that chicken soup for the soul. But it does not happen that way. Oh, maybe I read that a little too late when I had to change the thought. I might be ADHD, I swear. So like, who's to say, or who's another big streamer that has been talked about like all over in the circles? Way too many people allow their power and fame to get to their head, and then they rethink that they can do whatever you want. Yeah, and that, you know what, and that's actually how I came up with the first saying, right? You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself being the villain. And that in its own way can be corruptive, right? Like, let's say like you're a big influencer and you have like all of these people listening to you, you know, like taking your word as the gospel. I think that there's a little bit less accountability in that area. Also, government influences that wishes you to push to the one side or wait. Also, government influences that wishes to push you to one side or try and get something for it, and you may not realize it nudges so slowly. Yeah, you know what? I think I know exactly what you're trying to say. You're right. Who's to say, like, be like, oh, well, we got this group of people. Well, what if we paid some influencers and we just slowly nudge their thinking a little bit? Dude, this almost leads to like Matrix talk. But it's just like, well, what if? What if this isn't a thing? What if we weren't crazy? What if? Just what if? My mind is so right now. Maybe this is just the talk of a tired dude working an IRL job. I need sanity pills. But yeah, I mean, this is the thing. It's like, how do we, I don't know. I kind of feel like here in the United States, we've kind of like lost our balance, and it's just like, how do we get the balance back? Because it always starts with one side pushing too hard, and then another side retaliates, and then I don't know, like, I just have this feeling that inevitably, there's gonna be a civil war here. I have this feeling, and this is just kind of what I was ranting about. That's a mannequin in the corner. And I can't seem to shake this feeling. Just because you have a huge following or whatever doesn't mean you have to use your platform. Oh, wait, hold on. That's kind of a long one. I kind of want to read it. Hold on. Run away. Ghost, don't kill me. Ghost, don't kill me. 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 Just because you have a huge following or whatever doesn't mean you have to use your platform for shit purposes. I view fame the same as I view alcohol. It shows who you really are, and you may think that it's not who you are, but it is. You think that fame is like a filter remover? Well, okay. Maybe it depends on what. Because like, as far as like fame, we have like a bunch of different cases of fame, right? Like we have cases of fame where people are miserable and they don't want to be famous. And then you have other cases of where, oh, like what I mentioned earlier, like say people that give talks and knowledge or whatever, and you know, they can't be wrong anymore. Let's say I think that fame kind of it does. I think it does cut in all shapes and sizes, and to a point, yeah, I would definitely say it is like a filter remover. But also fame, it can corrupt, right? I also think that it can change you, just like alcohol could change you. So maybe some poisons weren't meant to be drank. Or sometimes maybe you just have to know when to quit. But ooh, that was deep. I felt like that was deep. I felt like I had a moment there. Oh, I should actually mark that. I had some of this. I need to go get the camera. I feel like it's actually freezing in here. Hold on, I'm gonna spend 2 minutes and we're gonna play this ghost game. And then we'll rant some more. It is not freezing. Yeah, I'm gonna go get... Do I got salt? I got salt. You know what? I need to go get a video camera. I also had like other points. It tried to murder me. Was that a murder? No, that was just a ghost event. Okay, well, damn. I haven't played this game in so long. Holy moly, I am pissing this thing off. Okay, so you don't have freezing, you don't have ultraviolet. I would almost believe that this was a mare. Oh, wait a minute. You couldn't have hunted in here because there's a crucifix. Because there's a crucifix. I still need media sounds. Okay, alright. Oh, that's right. This was another example I was going to use in my rant. So... Oh, right. Another big guy. I don't know. This guy was kind of an extremist. I don't know if he was a good example for me to write down. But y'all heard of, like, Hassan? Like, for a while in his streams, like, he would do, like, a lot of Valorant gameplay. And then he would comment his Valorant gameplay with, like, real-time political commentary. Which was, like, another way for... Which is, like, another way to draw you into the whole political YouTube sucked-in thing. Because as far as I know, I don't really watch too much of him. I think he's kind of an extremist, in my opinion. But, like, from what I do know about him, he did his streams with, like, Valorant gameplay or whatever, and then he'd just be dropping his commentary about political. So then what does it actually end up becoming? Does it end up becoming a political stream, or does it end up becoming a gaming stream? Or is he doing what most shit posters do, and they just kind of rip someone's viral video, slap on some aesthetically pleasing eye stuff, and, you know, call it good? That's kind of what it, you know. People. I hate people, and they're so complicated. Or, you know, or like I said, or what's another thing that involves a YouTuber and political things? Okay, so, oh, that's right. I wrote this example down earlier. So, Destiny, he also organized, like, he organized volunteer canvassing. Anyways, he did volunteer canvassing for U.S. elections directly through his audience. So he took his whole online community and turned it into a real world political machine. Well, I mean, so, and also there was actually another time where AOC, you know, that one chick, she did an Among Us stream, and like she nearly did like what was it? When she did her Among Us stream, she nearly pulled like some stupid numbers of congruent viewers over on YouTube, like 500,000 or something like that. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but she had like a lot of viewers on that, and that ended up pulling her towards you know, that those are voter resources that she's like making herself known. So it kind of makes me wonder if our gaming space is just straight up being invaded by freaking political content. You know what I mean? I like games. And also, like, and this isn't just about like political content gamers or streamers who draw, you know, constant take on laws, elections, or social issues. But it definitely shapes a worldview. And if you like watching someone, then it does have an influence on you. So I guess the other question is like, whether you realize it has an influence on you or whether it doesn't have an influence on you. Even if they frame it as like just their opinion. You know what I mean? Like even if they're like, how many times do we hear someone being like, well, in my opinion, even though I'm kind of guilty of that already as of 10 minutes ago. It's just kind of like, I don't know. At some point, it's like, who do we trust? And then how do we trust? And then if we can't even trust the algorithms themselves to really show us what we want to see, or, you know, people like me that like to be open-minded and like to have critical thinking decisions. Oh boy. Oh, we got a book. I appreciate you, Gabs. We as humans, we all wait, okay, hold on. My eyes got fuzzy for a second. Hold on. I'm still tired. We as humans, we all put on a mask for various reasons, whether it's to protect ourselves from the evil of this world or to hide the beast that lies within until we're ready to show it to the world. When something like fame or fortune comes into the fray, that's when one of two things occurs. Either people use their platform to help those who follow them and try to make the world a better place, or B, they take off their mask and use the platform to corrupt the minds of those that follow them. Sorry for these long messages, by the way, my wheels are turning today. So yeah, you know what? That's okay. I forgive you. I read the whole thing. I read the whole thing. No, and you know what? I think that's fair. But then it comes to the question, how do we know that? Like, really? Like, how do we know that? That's just not something that we take from like movies or TV or books or in general storytelling? Like, I imagine that you would have to know someone before and after, and I don't know anyone famous. You know what I mean? Like, I honestly don't know anyone famous. I've never met someone from my childhood. I'm glad that you're proud of me. Thank you, Gabs. Like, I don't know someone from my childhood that was a regular good old Joe Schmo like me. I'm gonna go with Mare on this one. That was a regular Joe Schmo, you know, like me, and then ended up being famous, or seeing how it changes. Like, I feel like that's something that you would have to witness in order to truly know. You know what I mean?
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
Oh wow, it was a miling. I was so off base. I still got $253, so even as a failed ghost hunter, I still win.
All right, we're here.
I don't know. Like, it was a thought I have when I was watching YouTube, and but like when I got home from work, I was watching YouTube and I was eating dinner, and I was just like, I don't know. Maybe it's a scary thought to think that your thoughts may not truly be your own. And it's a scarier thought to think that you may never realize it. Which is part of the reason why I love being able to have, like, critical thoughts. Or at least I think I have critical thoughts. I don't know. I do kind of do some doofus things sometimes. And now for our today's sponsor, go fuck yourself. You want to say fuck you to the big man? Well, I got an app for you. Using our AI power technology that totally won't invade your privacy, you can tell them to go fuck yourselves. Ads? I don't know. I was fucking going with that. I'm being a weirdo. I feel like when it comes to knowing as to whether or not someone's intentions are good, or by reading them through their content or their interviews and things like that. Well, I know, but like, in some ways, how do we know that they're just not... I'm bringing this back. How do we know that they're just not actors? We can't truly know if that's really what someone thinks. What if someone is just really, really good at finding out what people want, and they just tell them what they want to hear? How can we differentiate between what we're hearing if it's just what we want to hear, and you know what? That shit gets clicks, that shit gets views, that shit gets retention time. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? And that's kind of like the thought train I'm having with this. Is like, are we in reality being told what the facts are, or is it just things that they think that we just want to hear? You know, like to be quelled. And I kind of feel like in some ways, when you're going online and you're doom scrolling or whatever, I kind of feel like that's what it is. Which is why I'm also kind of thinking about making like 5 different accounts and just only watching, like, I don't know, like on one account, like just watch left side politics, and then on another account only watch right side politics, and then on another account only watch like cute kitten videos, and then on another account only, you know what I mean? Everyone has a tail. Yeah, but tails can be trained. Tails can also be identified. That's the scary thing, is that tails can be identified. Tails can be trained. Like, I mean, if we were to bring up... Wait, did I turn on this light? I did not turn on this light, sir. Hold on. I did not turn these on? I don't remember turning this on. Do we have a foyer ghost? Fuck. I broke the breaker. You can tell based off of people's delivery of a statement whether if they believe it or not. Maybe normal people. I don't know. Maybe I'm giving an individual too much credit. I feel like it's in here. Maybe I'm giving people like too much credit for things. Why are you floating? Where are you going? The ghost is hijacking my equipment. Stop sliding across the freaking floor, man. Thank you. That was no value. Okay, that was haunting. You go back where I fucking dropped you, dude. Holy shit. I have never seen that in Phasmo. Well, I mean, but that's what I was saying. Like, what if you couldn't tell? What if it was trained? Like, I mean, in self-defense and fighting, you know, like, you train your body to have muscle memory. Like that's really no different. The ghost wanted to take your equipment for a joyride? Yeah, clearly. It really did. Okay, I'm gonna evidence blast this ghost, and at least we'll get it right this time. I mean, I'm also not gonna be streaming for like a super duper long tonight because you know what? I'm fucking tired. I am tired. I am tired. I go to work again tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe I might do these after work tired streams. Hey, maybe I'll do it more then. I kind of Quintus it to happen again because it was hilarious. Oh, wait, what is Quantus? You kind of won it. I don't know. I think your autocorrect failed you. Fuck ass autocorrect. Yeah, autocorrect failed you. It failed you so good. You kind of wanted it to happen again because it was hilarious. I'm surprised you didn't clip that. We can always go back and clip it later. Actually, I kind of want to get like audio recordings. I feel like audio is super easy to get. DG this. I'm just gonna get all the evidence, or not all the evidence, but all the audio evidence. Can you hear me? Give me a sign. Give me a sign. Where are you? Are you here? Are you friendly? Where are you? Where are you? Oh, dear golly. Oh, you can record the EMF reading? Oh, that was EMF 5. That dots? Oh my god, there's dots. I'm literally involving chaos right now. Oh, it's not a wraith. Where are you? Are you here? Are you friendly? Hold on, we'll go back. It tried to murder me? Where are you? Are you here? Are you friendly? Should probably find a hiding spot. Right there. Oh no, I'm dead. No! That gave me the heebie-jeebies. Oh, you can... Oh, I got the EMF reading twice. You fucker. Okay, oh, right. I was saying that I like having these long and thought-provoking chit trap streams because I usually get philosophical at night anyways. True can attest to that. So this gives me a space where I can get those thoughts off my chest and have a nice discussion about them. Oh, you know what? Okay, you know what? With that being said, then how about we just start doing, I don't know, like, oh, what's a good word for it? Phasmo and chill? Should we start making a Phasmo and chill night a thing? Because, I mean, we can do that. As long as you don't care about the Phasmo gameplay. Like, if we just kind of do it in the background. But we can do, like, yeah, we can do Phasmo and chill nights. Or, like, just in general, like, a game and chill nights. Or something... Listen, the game cannot involve a lot of brain power. Ooh, I got the hiccups. Because as soon as a game starts involving a lot of brain power, I'm toast. Well, it's not a wraith. Actually, I'm pretty sure... Wait, did it get more active as I started... As I started bringing electronics, did it get more active? Was that a Raiju? I need to bust out this camera more often. I also need... Oh wait, I don't need you anymore. I think I got all the photos I need, right? Oh no, I need 2 more photos. Damn. Also in here. Oh, there's my book. Okay, so we're not gonna get spirit box. Oh, you know, I technically haven't checked for ghost orbs. Maybe I should do that. Hold on, I'll get to your... I just turned on the breaker. That's okay. Are these lights bugged? These lights are bugged. I think these lights are bugged. They're bugged on. Holy fuck this. Nope. No. No. You can have it. Meh. Anyways. I know of a game that's perfect for not requiring many brain spells. The game is called Unpacking. Ooh, okay. And I usually don't care about the Phasma gameplay anyways. Okay, that's good to know. You're like, Rebel, I don't give a fuck about that gameplay. Oh, we have to escape a ghost during a hunt. Make sure we got unique stuff. We have object thrown. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. We got dirty water. We got this. We got that. We need like... It did turn off the breaker on me though. Did turn the breaker off again. You really like turning off this breaker. And cross the line. Oh, okay, that is a video. Oh, yeah, we have ghost orbs. Yep, I knew it. It's a Raichu. Okay, how many more things do we need? One more photo. And another sound recording. Where are you? Give me a sign. Let me hear you. Mm-hmm. Rude. Okay. Golly, these new sounds and stuff that they added are fucking terrifying. Golly, okay, what else do I need? I think I need like 2 more video medias and like 1 more photo of something. I guess I could go get another thing of salt. But what is Unpacking about? Is that another good game that we can go and get our rants on? Where's my sanity at? That's at 71. Step in the salt. Step in the salt. Nice. Oh, candle. Candle's another good one. Whoops. I was gonna say, I don't know if you know this, but they did do a pretty cool update with Phasmo. Like, you can actually record ghost stuff now. And record audio, and they changed it instead of just getting only photos, so it is kind of nice. Yeah, it's a great game for not having to think too much and being able to talk about everything. Yeah, you know what? Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do some supermarket simulator and Phasmo, and you know, we'll just find something we'll just find things that we can rant about, or I don't know, maybe even here in the channel we'll start talking more about like things that are going on that I don't know. I still consider myself pretty schmoojos. You've seen many streamers have discussions while unpacking. Yeah, that's okay. Okay. Oh, hey, listen. Okay. Actually, I do have some news. I'm going to be one of those guys for a second. But listen, okay, like whether I'm trying to say how to say that. That's the thing. You can't give news without trying to make someone look good, even though you're not trying to, but whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I will say that Trump did do one good thing for gamers. Even though it was are you guys aware of the whole Visa, MasterCard bullshit or what they've been doing? Like, are you guys aware of all the stuff that's going on with it? I know Vet probably knows. He fucking knows everything. Literally, the game is about unpacking his girl's house while he goes through different stages of life. Oh. But I will say that there was a bit of good news that I actually like. I thought that was really, really good. So Trump did another executive order saying that payment processors can no longer use vague language to determine if like something is deemed damaging to business or something like that. Like they have to actually articulate like financial implications, which I think in general is actually a good thing, because now that these companies don't have like hidden unmanned power to do essentially what they want, I think that I mean, granted, like it was a thing for Gooner games, but still, I still think it's a step in the right direction. Because I don't know, like I think about that too, and I'm just like, man, I wouldn't want someone to tell me how I can and can't spend my money. If I want to get Gooner game porn, I should be able to have the right to get Gooner game porn. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Now I need another photo. What's a good photo that I don't already have? I'm not gonna get any dots. I already got EMF reading. I guess I need a photo of the ghost. I should get a smudge stick. Link Gabs, are you aware of all that BS that was going on? You just turned on the sink again. Show yourself. Or do I need to turn on all the freaking electronics again? I'm so gonna die. Since it's actually a Raiju. Show yourself, you bitch. My ass is gonna get keeled. Oh my gosh, I am so tired. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I can actually, on my display, I can remember that. You're trying to avoid anything that has to do with him being a pumpkin man. Yeah, see, that's why I don't like... That's why stuff that are political is so hard. Because, like, even... And that's the thing. Even if you don't agree with him as a person, like, I think it's fine. Like, I'm critical of things that he does, too. But it's kind of hard to deny the fact that the executive order telling payment processors that they need to get rid of their vague language to let people spend their money how they want, that can't be a bad thing. Like, I mean, and that's... Yeah. I mean, I don't try to push things, but like... That's a part of like my critical thinking, right? It's like we got to be able to critically think. I'm just saying he did an executive order for gamers. I'm pretty sure it was for gamers because Visa and MasterCard, they were doing their whole bullshit. And then it got solved. I'm still gonna die. Can you give me like a good photo? Like, will you show yourself? What if I smudged you? Would that piss you off? Would you show yourself if I gave you the smudgings? But okay, let me phrase it like this. Can we take pictures of the lights? I don't know. Let me phrase it like this: if someone made it to where like see, I don't know. That's why I usually try and keep names out of it, but it's really hard to keep fucking names out of it. But ultimately, I think that executive order is a good one. And also, going back to my rant earlier about getting all my news and stuff from social media, there is really a lot of like misinformation, and I really hate that shit. But yeah, like I said, I was just watching YouTube and I was just ranting, and then I had all these thoughts, and then I was just like, and then I was like, man, and then I was like, nah, and then I was like, grr, and then this ghost needs to show up. Like, I literally have every single electronic on, and doesn't want to give me anything. Fine, I don't care. Wait a minute, did I get the bone? The bone is still in the house. There's my last photo. I need to get the bone anyways. I also need to actually complete all these other 2 objectives. Fuck it. Fuck it, I don't care. I don't care. It was indeed a Raiju. Ugh. Listen, I am just saying, if we can get past individual, like, even when, like, what, I didn't necessarily agree, like, when it came with like Biden and all of his crap, like, he did some things I liked, but he did more things I didn't like. And I captured a unique meat. Actually, you know, you get so much more money when you get the ghost right. Man. But also, I'm also never only gonna ever vote for like one side. I want to vote for what's best for freaking me, man. I swear to God. We need to get someone that actually gives us a good way of living. And I'm also sour candy because my job doesn't want to give out any raises. My job doesn't want to give out any raises, and everything keeps going up, and everyone keeps charging more shit, and I'm just like, well, fuck me, I guess. That's it. I'm selling my butthole. I'm selling my butthole to strangers. That's how we're gonna survive. Everyone, just sell your buttholes. All 5 of you. I need a blunt or a whiskey, whichever comes first. Oh, what was that? Was that my freaking dog? I don't know. Did you guys hear that? I mean, yeah, going back to my rant, like I said, like, a creator with 1 million subs can mobilize more people in a weekend than most local campaigns can in a month. So, like, Asmongold has more people following him than most states, or the most people in most of the states in the United States. Like, that's nuts. Kind of wonder if there shouldn't be some kind of check or some kind of balance to that, because that's like another form of power in its own way, right? Going back to my off of the The purple. Wait a minute. No, wait, Gabs. I'm calling your bullshit. Okay, you have everything to do with that pumpkin man. Because I remember when I had a certain redeem for the channel points, you made me Trump voice all the time, and you loved it. Can't deny it. We got video evidence. I'll just go back to when I had it. Yeah, but I'm taking a stance and not give two shits about the Republican and Democrat BS. All I care about is who has the little people's best interests at heart, and neither of them do. And then, oh yeah, you know that's totally fine. Yeah, I don't judge anyone for that. Everyone's allowed to vote, not vote, or do whatever they want. That's your right. Because hearing you in his voice is hilarious. Yeah, see, we all make fun of our presidents. We all make fun of our presidents. You're not making fun of your president, you ain't living. Every president deserves to get me. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really fucking beat. I'm actually beat. I'm just gonna chat for a little bit. I'm just gonna chat and be here for a little bit. Speaking of channel point rewards, what's another good one that we should bring? Obviously, I have to figure out how to. I'm gonna have to. Oh my gosh, this music's so loud in my ear. I'll have to figure out how to get these. I'll have to figure out how to get these different voices back. Just that politics wasn't. You know, I wasn't too happy. I mean, I'll be honest. I wasn't like super happy about the candidates that were presented again. But then at the same time, it's just like, well, Jesus, like they keep putting up these same people over and over again. Like, I mean, I have thoughts and opinions about both. And I mean, I would love to like not deal with politics so much, but the thing is like they kind of affect our livelihood, you know what I mean? Like they affect whether if we put money into this or put money into that. I will say though, I do agree to the point where we do need like a Doge. I just think that I don't know, I kind of think that putting Elon Musk in charge was kind of controversial because he's kind of a controversial person anyways. Like, is he smart? Sure. Does he have a good business? Yeah, he obviously has a successful business. I don't know. I think that we need to audit more government spending in general and figure out where all the waste's coming from. And I swear to God, if all these politicians are just pocketing all the monies and like derping school out. So, oh, speaking of that, so schools, that was a subject that came up lately. Schools pretty much get their funding through property taxes. That's supposed to supply everything. But then schools also need parents to supply more supplies. And it's just like, well, if property taxes are going to maintain the schools and doing all this, and they keep raising it every single year, then why are the schools getting the supplies? Frickin' school supplies, man. Why are we always cutting our schools and then wondering why we're so why are we always cutting school fundings and doing stupid shit and then wondering why we're so dumb? Like, don't get me started. Golly, you know what? Welcome to Rebel Meatball. I'm now officially newly political streamer about talking about all this bullshit. I'm just gonna make a YouTube series called Welcome to the Bullshit. Welcome to Real Talk with the Rebel Meatball. Oh, that sounds so internet-y. Well, I mean, it's true. It does sound internet-y. Oh. I'm not gonna lie. I am beat. I might actually have to call it. Even though, sorry, it was only like an hour and a half, but I am actually tired. Like, I'm actually tired, but I did kind of want to rant a little bit, and I had a thought, and I wanted to go with that. Maybe I'll try and think of some more rants. If I get some more rants, I might spontaneously come on stream just to talk about it. But I was like, it was a thought. Plus, schools are getting more and more security type stuff where they added to the students where it's unsafe inside school halls. They do outside school halls. Yeah, I think that school should have more security to a point, but I think like in general, as Americans, we're kind of losing our way. So, has anyone ever read The Art of War? I had to do this quote earlier with someone, but like in The Art of War, I wonder if I can. Yeah, this book, this one right here, The Art of War, right? You guys read it. It's really, really good. There's literally a phrase in here that says that America could never be conquered. Well, I'm kind of going into guns a little bit. Where it says that America could not be conquered because behind every blade of grass, behind every rock or whatever, is an American with a rifle. That was our strongest bit. And there are some arguments being like, well, I'm trying to play it from the other side here, but it's like there are some arguments being like, well, how about like people getting all these guns and shooting things and whatever, schools or blah, blah, blah. And like, I'm kind of harsh with it, but like if you're trying to take someone else's life, you probably deserve to die. I'm just saying. And like, and that's the thing, if everyone actually exercised their rights to carry guns, like I guarantee you, if someone tried pointing a pistol at someone else, you're gonna get shot. Like, don't fuck around and find out. Well, I mean, you can, but you'll probably be dead. Plus, schools are getting. Oh wait, did I just read the same thing twice? Oh my gosh! Yay, I'm back. Hi, back. I'm Rebel Meatball. Smile. And it's like I'm the meatball of rebels. Yeah, like how we go into like the just chatting thing. Nope. Oh my gosh, I need to fix that. I gotta have some sort of thing. Hold on. Where's my? Hold on, Gabs. I see that you sent a message. I'll read it here in a second. And I need to make a button for this. I'm surprised you don't have a button for this. Perfect. 5. Okay. Wait. Like having metal detectors in the school and security guards being tripled, all these drills where kids were going to have to be doing. It's not cool, and students shouldn't be dealing with that crap. Honestly, yeah, the drills are bad. I don't think that kids should have to go through the drills. I had another. Oh my gosh, I'm being the thing I was just bitching about, but I have a hot take on that. So in my past, okay, I served in the Marine Corps. Okay, you want to know something? Put Marines in schools. Let the kids be kids. Just let Marines be kids. The kids will think that the Marines are all cool. And if anyone tries to fuck around with kids, they just get dead. How about that? Just off switch. That might have sounded heartless, but you know what? I don't mess around when it comes to that. People want to like threaten schools or shoot up schools. I just say, just the only drills that we should have is be like, okay, kids, when we say, you know, like the secret word, I just need you guys to do earmuffs and look away, kapow, and then threat gone. Like, that's it. And then, you know. Or, you know what? Hey, kids, the secret word today is going to be kumbaya. Whenever you hear kumbaya, all you have to do is just look away and cover your ears and keep your eyes closed until we tell you it's okay. I don't know. I do think that there is some truth that if you set a precedent to not mess around with these things, like if there was like a harsh punishment for that, then people just straight up wouldn't do it. Because when I was a kid in these schools, we never had active shooter drills or anything crazy like that. We had fire drills. So it's just kind of sad. To me, it's kind of sad to see that. You know what I mean? But anyways, if you guys haven't read The Art of War, it's actually a really, really good classic book. Make sure you read it. Okay, I got my own copy right here. It's actually good information for like in general life stuff. I feel like the only drills little kids have to do is fire drills and tornado drills. That's it. Yeah, I get 100%. I think that you're right. I mean, if I were in charge of the schools, I would make sure that there was like, and if this started becoming a habit, armed people. People would be armed. 100 people would be armed. I don't know. And this is the thing. Other countries don't have these shooter problems. It's only here in the United States. We've kind of, since the 90s, I feel like that it's kind of been, I gotta choose my words here. I want to say glorified, but there's nothing glorious about it. We've just hyped it up. We put it all over the news. They get their 5 seconds of infamy or whatever you want to call it. We already have an RO at most schools. Yeah, but usually that's one. It's one person. One person ain't gonna do anything. At least 5. At least 5. At least 5 people. 5 people with guns. That's all I'm saying. And I'm hiding because I'm smoking my addiction. So I'm not showing it on camera. Or at least I try not to show it on camera. I don't know, if you guys were in charge of the school, how would you do it? If there was an obvious problem of violence and shootings, how would you handle it? What would be your opinions? I'm showing my addiction. The problem is that the world is... Oh gosh, my eyes again. Problem with this world is that although people feel as though guns solve all problems and people use gun as a crutch to fix their problems, but guns are part of the reason this world becomes as dangerous as it is. Well, I understand that argument, but there is a reality to it. And there are multiple realities to it. You're right that using weapons all the time necessarily doesn't fix every single problem. I agree with that. That is true. It's just but here's the thing. And this kind of comes down to gun laws, though. And this is true. But the only laws that gun laws would really affect are citizens. And in America, we're kind of in a complicated situation because we all have the right to bear arms, which is in the Constitution, against, making sure that our government isn't tyrannical, which is a whole other argument of why I feel like we're heading to another civil war. But like I said, there's a reason why I was quoting this book, and that is because we will never be conquered. If we weaken ourselves to the point where we end up being not what this general described, then eventually we could be conquered, right? Because that was our strongest point. But then again, back then, we also had other things like family values, morals, and other things that we just don't have in modern society. All threats get taken seriously on proper education on bullying. What? What? What did I miss? Did I miss anything? Metal detectors. But a gun is a tool. It really depends on how you would use it. Oh, right. I did ask that, right? So you would install metal detectors and all threats taken seriously and proper education on bullying. Well, I know, but I guess I should have specified on what I was asking a little bit more. If you were to think outside the box and do something different, because we kind of already do that, right? What would you do? So say because like that's stuff that we already do, and you know, obviously these things are a lot bigger of an issue, and then also with the increase of like cyberbullying, right? Kids all having phones, which I mean, one of the new things that's I believe is being passed is schools are pretty much not allowed to have phones on campus anymore, or something like that, or something freaking nutty like that, right? Well, like what else would we do? And I'm not, listen, okay, I kind of feel like I needed to give a disclaimer here. When I ask these questions, it's more like about having a conversation, right? Like, I mean, I'm honestly open to like all opinions or whatnot, because it was like what I was saying before at the beginning of the stream. I love hearing alternate opinions, so that way I can rationalize and have like a critical thought and figure out if I agree or disagree or whatever, right? That's kind of what everyone should do. And then also put facts into it, like what does work, what doesn't work, like why isn't it working? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I like good conversations, okay? So if you guys have a hot take or whatever, I will never hold it against you. I still love you all, okay? Like, it doesn't bother me. I'll never call you dumb. Unless you are, but okay, I can't promise that one. But I'll never call. If you guys have like a difference of opinion, I don't. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it wouldn't bother you guys, because it wouldn't bother me. Phones are not being allowed in the schools, though, is a safety hazard, because in fact there is something life-threatening going on, and students should be allowed to get in touch with them, let them know what's going on. We're talking about school shootings specifically in this. Are we talking? Yes. Yeah, we're specifically talking about school shootings and violence and things like that. You know what, Gabs? That's a fair point. You know what? Now that we think about it, if we do have like a gun problem with our schools, disallowing students their phones could be quite a problem. That is a very, very good thing to point out. But some schools are doing that. Some schools are not even allowing phones on campuses, even in some colleges. Kind of a double-edged sword if you think about it. Which, if I were to actually think, if I were to go back to actually think about it, this is why I would have like more like armed guards at our school, especially with a rise in that, right? Just no mercy, no quarter. You raise your gun at another individual with the intention to shoot them, you probably deserve to get off. You deserve to have your switch turned off. Turn off the switch. See, and that's another reason why I think that going back to actually having like freaking just put the Marines on school property. The situation will solve, and then eventually you can take the Marines off, and then we won't have this issue anymore. But then that puts me to that, and then like I'm sure someone would disagree with this and just being like, well, we don't want people like that in our schools, and I mean we come from all different varieties, right? Honestly, we can't focus on children's mental health properly by the time they got far enough. It's been a long time in the making, and most people would give honest signs of mental concerns. Healthy don't delete people. True. And unfortunately, there is no perfect answer. There's not even really a right answer. Because there's only really the way that it plays out when it comes to situations like that. So you have a mentally unhealthy individual who wants to go into a school and, go krat-tat-tat, right? And I'm choosing my words carefully because I am still streaming on YouTube and they don't like certain phrases. So you take an unhealthy mental person. Unfortunately, when they still choose to make that decision, they still need to have their switch turned off. But that doesn't mean that we need to negate the fact that we should figure out how to better help the future. Because when it comes down to it, it's one life versus possibly 5, possibly 10. I mean, even with California's laws, like 10 rounds in a magazine, that could potentially be 10 people. Injuries or fatalities otherwise. So it's like, and this is the thing, when you're thinking of like a grander scale beyond just the individual, like even on nationwide or things like that, you have to make decisions like this. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. I agree with Katniss. Students should be allowed to receive more counseling and knit. Wait, counseling and knit. What's knit? Counseling, or you mean not? Counseling and not have to be seen as taboo, or not seen as taboo in the kids' eyes. I don't know how counseling is in the school. I will say, I don't know, maybe I was lucky, but when I was in high school, I received a fair amount of counseling. And this was back when I was in school. Oh wait, you went on the waiting list once for a therapist, and I was 82 in line and have yet to get a call. I can't imagine what it's like for a child with a mental imbalance. I almost have to wonder what a school guidance counselor is for. You know, I'm still Facebook friends with my old high school counselor. Maybe I should ask these questions to be like, hey, do you got a minute? I want to ask you some personal questions. Do you remember me from like 15 years ago? It's failing in today's system. School counselors, elementary is a joke. You know, I'm not going to lie. That kind of makes me do a little bit of research on how school counselors are. Because I've talked to a lot of school counselors when I was in school, because apparently I was a troubled child. Can you guys believe that? Me, a troubled child. I'm perfectly fine. I'm perfectly sane. There's nothing wrong with me. You know. But anyways, I digress. I've talked to a lot of counselors, and there was definitely some shitty ones, and there was definitely some good ones. And the one good one that I can remember, I'm still actually friends with on Facebook. So many kids feel bad about themselves and they want to see a therapist, psychologist. No, you know what? That's true. Yeah, that's definitely true. A lot of kids do feel bad about themselves, but I mean, statistically, there's only like 1 in how many ever students that feel the need to go do that. And that could be a result of varying reasons. Like it could just be something as simple as they don't want to live anymore because, again, they got cyberbullied. There's something about them got leaked online. I feel like online has a great big deal way to do with it. But that's just me. And they're great people, and they want to be they're great people, but they do the gentle way. They do the gentle parent way of emotions. The gentle parent way of emotions. You like gentle parenting? Like, no, we don't do that. While the kid's like throwing a tantrum and like throwing shit in their face. I could never do that. I couldn't do gentle parenting. I really hope that that's not how our counselors are. Children with true mental problems get swept under the rug for the kids that have violent, aggressive behaviors. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, it's right there. Plus, a lot of kids get bullied for the pure fact they're going to therapy. Yo. Kids? Did I just do the yo? Oh my God. I am already becoming the villain. Okay, listen. Kids are all assholes. Kids will make fun of you for anything. And it doesn't even, like, when 8-year-olds make fun of 8-year-olds, they say some stupid shit like bibbidi bobbidi boo your poo. And then, you know, all of a sudden it's just like, kids will make fun of anything, okay? Like, there's this one chick I know, she refuses to wear makeup because she happens to be a school teacher. And whenever she wants to wear makeup or do anything that does her, like, she gets made fun of kids and already gets peer pressure. Like, listen, kids are just assholes. Okay. Kids are just assholes. They are. We need to have anti-asshole training. Maybe that's what we need to do for our schools. Excuse me, sir. Yeah, I called you out, Katniss. What are you gonna do about it? You gonna put me through therapy? What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? That's right. Fucking nothing. Well, okay, I guess you can do that. But still. But am I wrong? Am I wrong? Like, tell me. I'm you know I'm right. Okay. If therapy okay, all right. I'll take that as a submission. If therapy was more on the positive plate when kids brought it up in the way that makes someone go, oh, sorry. More on go and talk about what they've been through. And so many, and plus it would help so many kids down a way better path. I think see, this is where it gets a little tricky. I think that in some way, I guess what you would have to do realistically is normalize therapy in school, right? Because if everyone had to go through therapy at a certain point in their life or whatever, then no one would be left out, and therefore no one could get made fun of. But there's a catch with that too. You normalize it and it raises issues somewhere else, because you can't just, the thing is, okay, so you can't just put kids all in one bag. Now, I've heard teachers say this before, and I do agree to an extent, but not all kids are the same, especially when it comes to like learning levels and everything like that. So then like once you start putting them all in the same bag, then you raise problems for other ones. So like, let's say, you know, you have one that has attention seeking issues and they know like they can just say this and that, and then they get more treatment, but then that makes them see it's a complicated issue. It has to be normalized in the home. No therapy. I mean, going to fucking therapy, I'm perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with me. Nope, nothing wrong with me. I am hunky-dory. But what do you mean by normalized in the home? Like therapy? That's the problem, sir. That's the problem, sir. You're not normal. I was like, well, normal is relative. Parents respond exactly like that. So one of the ways that I am is like, I adjust my parenting style based off of how I know my kids. Okay, so it really just comes down to certain things. So look at Japan. Look at their schools. They're all the same. They're same but different. Okay, like it is a proven psychological trick, and even I went through this in boot camp. Everyone gets treated the exact same way, regardless of race, gender. Well, I mean, when I was in, you couldn't talk about sexual orientation because of don't ask, don't tell. But regardless, you were all shit. Okay, I don't know. Maybe this is just me because it's my experiences, but I think at some point in time, we should put every kid in boot camp. You know what? What do we gotta lose? You know what? What do we gotta lose? I think that we should just put every single kid in boot camp, like right before high school. Just put them through 3 months of hell, and I guarantee you they'll all get along. I mean, even the people that I didn't necessarily like, I still learned the skills to like coping with someone, to like get a job done and realize what's really important, even though I didn't necessarily like a particular person, right? And then they also learned the same traits. You know what I mean? So, you know what? I think at some point in time, every single kid should go to boot camp. That actually doesn't sound like a half bad idea. I mean, I did threaten to drop my kid off at jail. You did? You know what? Boot camp's pretty similar to jail. You get told when to eat. You get told when to go to the bath. Well, I don't know that about jail. You get told when to eat. You get told when to go to the bathroom. You all wear the same thing, and you're all shit. Because, I mean, you know what? If every single kid went to boot camp, even if bad parenting failed, boot camp won't. Okay. Especially in the Marine Corps. Like, boot camp will not fail. He was being a twat and kept not listening and lying and using GPS anyways. Your kid uses GPS? Where the fuck does he go? Anyways, I used the opportunity to scare him. Oh wait, no, I was using GPS. See, I still can't read. Maybe I need to go back to boot camp. Maybe I need to go back to school. I think, see, school failed me too. You know what? It all fucking sucks. Okay, all right. I'm just saying. Yeah, I caught myself. I caught it. We good. I'm good. It's already 9:15. Why am I going all gung-ho on this overtime? Oh, right, because I need this thing called money. Fucking construct. It's times like this when I really want more socialistic policies. They're like, you know what? Can I just be a goober and not work so hard and just reap rewards for nothing? But Gabs, if you're still there, I kind of want to go back to what you're talking about, putting therapy on more of a positive plate. Like, do you have any ideas? Because I was actually thinking about that for a little bit, and I was like, how would I put that on a more positive plate? Because some kids are rebellious, and I was kind of one of them. So I'm kind of speaking this as like, I did not do well in school at all. And not because of like lack of intelligence. Like, believe it or not, I actually passed like all my tests. Like testing time, I got really good grades on. The only reason why I was like failing classes is because like I didn't do schoolwork. But I didn't want to do the schoolwork because I already knew the shit. And then in my head, I was just like, well, if I already know the shit, then why do I need to do the schoolwork? If I'm already passing a test, like I should have an insta pass. You know what I mean? So actually, no, that was a little off topic. Oh wait, no, now I remember my point. But because of all the stuff that I was doing, the school ended up putting me more into therapy with like the guidance counselors and the other people, the other hoo-has. Well, fortunately for me, I never got made fun of for going through therapy. I got made fun of for playing Yu-Gi-Oh! So, I mean, like I said, kids are assholes. They'll make fun of you for anything. All right, I just had Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Actually, you want to know what that reminds me? You want to know a real funny story about Vet? You want to know a real funny story about True Vet? Or you want to know some new? Okay, you know what? Gabs, tell me you're here. I need you to hear this. You want to hear a funny story? It just reminded me. Or you want to hear some nerdy 8-year-old shit? Katniss does. Okay, hold on. I need to find this picture real quick. I need to find a picture real quick. Oh, you were writing something. Okay, hold on. I will read that in a second. I gotta make sure I got this little thingamajig up. Yeah, tell the T, sis. Hold on. I gotta get the browser up. I want to search for this so I can show you guys. I'm gonna get my. Okay. Am I on? Okay, cool. Okay, hold on. Yu-Gi-Oh! What was it called? Card toy? Oh, this thing. So you see this thing here? So Oh, Vet, he also played Yu-Gi-Oh with us, right? I remember that we both got one of these, and we would and I would go and stay the night over at his house or whatever on the weekends after I moved away from our hometown. And we would go and we put all our Yu-Gi-Oh cards in here, and we'd be like, let's duel. And then we'd be like, and we all anime and shit. Like we were like 8, 12 years old. Like we were kids. But yeah, we did that. And like, I remember Vet, he was all about the dragons, and I was all about like the magic cards. It was great. Some nerdy kid shit for you. Dual disc, that's what they're called. They're called dual discs. Yeah, these were a hot commodity when I was in middle school, man. You had one of these, you were part of the cool kids nerd club. But they were pretty sweet. Oh, and then look at this guy. See, this is how we played Yu-Gi-Oh! We were this kid. I know, isn't that great? Oh my god, wait, is that fawn? Is that the fawns? They put the fawns on this one. They put the fawns on this one. But yeah, and then like it would look like this, right? And then like you press a button and then it'd come out. And yeah, it was cool. It was cool shit. Like we did this. We did this. This was a thing. Anyways, I don't know why that reminded me of that. That was a little off topic, but you know what? It reminded me of that. Okay. I think that if students, okay, all right. Now back to your serious comment. I think that if the students were constantly checked up by guidance counselors on a weekly basis, or even by teachers on a weekly basis, or just bringing up talking about things that are bothering you, instead of being told to bury your feelings because it's not mature of you. I don't know about that one. Or maybe I'm not understanding what you're meaning, because like, is that what you went through? Because that was almost like a 180 for me when I was a kid. Because I went through a lot of counseling, like in high school. And that was because of the way that I behaved. But also, I didn't want to talk. And in a way, I don't know. Maybe this is just me, but like I said, kids are not always the same. They don't always think the same. But I don't remember ever being told not mature of me. Or I don't remember anything remote to that. So I don't know if I could relate to that. But that's how it was for me. Because they deemed me some way when I was in middle school, or elementary, middle school, and high school. That's what I had to do. I had to go see a counselor like every single week. Like every week. And I didn't want to. And I didn't even want to talk. I just kind of ended up being, or at least for me and how it was for me, I just ended up being pissed off that they made me do it once a week. I had authority issues. I just wanted to be left alone to my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So I don't know. But maybe it would work for someone else, but I don't know. I didn't feel like that's how it was for me though. You feel that though, as the oldest, you're expected to act more mature and set an example. Wait, hold on. Maybe I read your message wrong. Maybe my reading is bad. You know, students were constantly checking guidance counselors. Doing another thing bothering you. Instead of bearing your feelings, because it's not very mature. Oh, okay. Yeah, I did kind of read it a little bit wrong. Burying your feelings because acting out isn't very mature of you. Okay, I think I understand a little bit better what you're saying. I think I understand a little bit more. Well, I don't know. Maybe I was like girl interrupted or something like that when I was in high school, because people kept trying to tell me that I had issues, and I've always been kind of like a self-aware person. And I remember pissing me off because the school was always trying to tell me I had issues, and I never had issues. They kept pissing me off because they kept telling me I had issues. And that was my problem. Actually, I do remember one time when I was being asked, being like, do you have anything that's bothering you that you want to talk about? And I was like, yeah, I'm tired of coming here once a week. I was like, it's pissing me off. You're like my biggest problem, trying to identify a problem I don't have. But I don't know. I was definitely a special child, so. The 2 years you went to public high school, I never had a counselor check on me, and you were a self-harm kid with a need for help. See, and those ones are so hard to distinguish. So many boys I went to school with used to tell me that the reason why they didn't cry or talk about how they felt was because their dad used to tell them to man up, and that men don't cry or complain about their problems. Oh, well, that explains a lot. I had no father, so fuck me, I guess. The 2 years you're in public high school, and you were a self-harm kid. That one's difficult. Because I remember a lot of kids, like, I remember like when kids like were cutting themselves, like it was a fad. And I remember some people saying that they were doing it just because. Even when people would like take like a pin needle and like put it in their finger and like kind of like get the skin or whatever, like right there, and then just like clip it onto them, and then they'd like kind of penetrate themselves a little bit. So, and then that one, or like they'll find like a razor blade or whatever and do like little cuts or whatever on their thighs. But I don't know. The ones that told me about it, like they were very vividly showing me. I remember asking one of them one time, I was like, what's the point of that? And I don't know. The usual answer I always got was just like, I don't know. In the lunchroom and no one did anything? Yeah, you know what? I have seen that a few times. I mean, I've actually seen that a few times. Yeah, you know what? The school system sucks, okay? Listen, in my experience, they put me in counseling, and I'm just like, I'm totally fine. And there was clearly other people who actually needed it. But maybe that does need to get looked at, but it's hard to tell. It's tough, especially for girls. We can't hide. We can hide mental illness a lot. Go undiagnosed. Go undiagnosed with mental health issues easier. Well, forgive me for saying this, Cadmus, but some of y'all females are fucking crazy. So I can understand why it would be hard to diagnose. Some of y'all are just fucking nuts. I mean, some of y'all women, I mean, I'm not saying that dudes are any better. Like, dudes have their own quirks too. But like, some of y'all women, like a dude breaks up with you and then all of a sudden you make up a bunch of bullshit about being abused, and then just to gain sympathy and validation from other people. You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of... Sorry, I'm not meaning to go on that kind of tangent. It just put my brain somewhere. Okay, thank you, Gabs. Thank you. You kind of... You said it a lot better than what I did. It was a cutting yourself era where it was like cool, right? Yeah, I think that was a better way of... All right, thank you for putting the words better in my mouth. Yeah, because of social media, and we're doing it. Yeah, so that's more I meant to say. It was very harder. It was harder to tell who actually needed help and who didn't, because that's how it was when I was in high school too, to where cutting yourself was cool. And like, and that's what I meant to say. Like the one chick that like showed me her thigh or whatever, her scars, like she would cut herself and like design so that way when it would scar up, it would make like a design. Yeah, okay, thank you. You brought my brain back to what I meant to say. But yeah, that would definitely make it harder to find someone who actually needs the help. You're aware of them crazy bitches too? Oh, excellent. Okay. But I mean, dudes are not any better. Dudes are not any better. There was this one guy there was this one chick that I knew, and like she was seeing this dude for like a while or whatnot, and turns out like he was with her, knocked her up, but then like he was also lying to her about seeing like another chick, knocked her up, knocked two chicks up at the same time, and then they both found each other. And like, yeah, I'm not saying anyone's not better. Like everyone, they're just fucked up people in general. It's just men fucked up. Fucked up men do it differently, and fucked up women do it differently. Like they're both fucked up. They just do it differently. You know what I mean? Oh, he was busy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it was like, it was stupid. And I have also seen like, I mean, I've seen both sides of the fence do this too, but lying about like their relationship statuses and things like that. You know, it's just all fucked up. You just don't do that. You just be a good person. Karma will get you later. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. It got to the point where so many people were doing it to be attention whores to an extent, but every single adult known to man treated all kids that cut themselves like they were doing it for attention, and only kids had real problems that fell through the cracks. Yeah, exactly. And that's where attention seeking is always bad. Like, and that's what that's what I was mentioning earlier. That's where I briefly mentioned the attention seekers, the ones that get gratification by knowing that they are the center of someone's universe. I still like how I have Phasmo on in the background, and it's not even playing it. I should just close this out. I should just close this out, save the computer power. Oh crap, it is like 9:30. I probably actually should be getting to bed. I am getting up at like 4 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. And before I go lay down, I should pre-make my coffee and lunch and things like that, so that way I can actually like wake up. I should be doing these things. I should be doing these things. But you know what? I think what I'll do is we'll end it here. And I don't know. I feel like this was a good chat session. I don't really do just chatting streams that often, but I don't know. It was kind of fun. Maybe we can do some more of it. Yes, set yourself up for success. I plan on it, or at least the best that I can do. Okay. But I mean, Gabs, you definitely had a lot to say on these issues. So maybe we'll look up some more. Maybe we'll, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. How do we want to go about this? I like playing games and whatever on my stream, but maybe we'll do like a game and chat sessions, just kind of like talk through things, because like I do love different talking points. And either hopefully I can maybe educate on what I know, or at least what I've experienced, and then I'm hoping that I can get educated on what people know and what they've experienced, and then ultimately weeding out like misinformation and stupid shit like that, because I hate it with a passion. And I feel like that we've gone into a realm of where I don't think people really know how to critically think anymore. I really don't think that people can critically think or truly come up with their own opinions, because I'm starting to honestly believe that people get their opinions from their influencers, from people that they watch, and it's kind of scary to think. And then adding on to that, what I was mentioning earlier about how YouTube kind of keeps you in that bubble, because that's what you watch. That's what keeps your attention. And then they can play ads and make money. I'm glad that we could bless you with our thought-provoking conversations. Hey, you know what? I'm always up to more opinions. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe we might get some more opinions on the way. You love talking about different things with different people that don't act like their point matters above all else, or people that act like they know everything and make you feel like you have nothing in it. Well, since this is my stream, I can promise you that I do my best to not belittle anyone or think that anyone's not less intelligent. Usually, if I think someone says something dumb, it's either because, well, I used to think it's because like they don't know, or that's something they truly haven't experienced. And I kind of think that when people say something dumb, it's just coming from what I talked about before. Like they're just kind of rinse and repeating what someone else said and not actually thinking about it for themselves. Because if you learn how to think like critically, like I'm not trying to say like have your opinions view, like everyone's going to have different opinions, but like ultimately to be able to critically think and being able to articulate your reasons, you just become that much more of a stronger individual. But no one will ever be belittled or whatever if it's not anything like that. Like if there is I will say, like for me personally, if there is a disagreement in an opinion, I will always articulate why. And if I can't articulate why, then that means I don't know what I'm talking about. Just like how if I ask someone to elaborate or whatever, and they don't really give like a good explanation, and then I'll then ask follow-up questions, make sure they're understanding what they're saying. I feel like I'm so close to the mark, but I'm not hitting a bullseye on this one. I feel like I'm so close to the mark, but I'm not hitting a bullseye on this one. But like, I try to be as open to having my thoughts changed. But like, it is a process. It is a thinking process. And I kind of feel like that this ability is getting lost. I kind of feel like it doesn't exist anymore. Like we're all becoming drones for the patriarchy. By the way, if you haven't read, go read it. Go read this right now. If you have not read it. Self-help book. The best one ever. Okay. Golly, I'm gonna have to start actually doing research for these streams and actually start figuring out what's going on and what we should and shouldn't talk about. I'm gonna try and stay away from politics because I feel like that's too messy. Because right now we're still kind of in a world where it's like vote blue no matter what, vote red no matter what, and I think that's fucking stupid. Have proper discussions, even if people are opposing viewpoints, is always good to see why people think that the way they do, and no one should be afraid to ask questions or try to stand the other one. And that's how we grow and evolve. Ooh, very deep words, but yes, that is very, very true. That is how you grow. That is how you grow and evolve. I agree with that 100%. I just have an issue with people that, I was actually talking about this earlier. You know, like when people listen to you just to try and like combat you, like they'll just listen to you and just try and think of ways to just make you wrong, right? Rather than actually hear you. That's actually a big pet peeve. a big pet peeve of mine. And be like, okay, you're just trying to win a debate. You're not actually trying to learn anything. So, you know what? I think that that's a good precedent to send for when we actually have our just chatting streams, is we're here to learn and understand viewpoints, right? And there's a lot to be had. And I feel like if we continue down this, there might be a lot of hard to swallow pills later. But I think that, listen, I think that we can all make a promise to each other. And like, if a hard to swallow pill does happen, you know, like, you can accept it with a grain of salt. But there's always 3 magical words that I was told when I was a kid. And it's never steered me wrong. And it's called verify, verify, verify. Okay. So, yeah. Dear God, so many people have done that to me throughout my life. It pisses me off heavily. Yeah, like, you know, like you articulate like why something is good and why something is bad, and it's just like, well, how about blah blah blah, and it's like, yeah, it's like, guys, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, I'm done with you. You're trying to be Mr. Debate Lord over here, and that's not what I ultimately would want to be about if we continue doing this. Like I said, I would like it to be like an actual like discussion, because like, I mean, I'll share this about myself. Like, I do have like a lot of conservative views when it comes to certain things, but I also have a lot of liberal views when it comes to other things. So, and I know like a lot of people would throw out and be like, okay, well, you're just kind of a centralist, you're just kind of a fence sitter, blah, blah, blah. And that's not the way that I really see it. The way that I see it is that I've sat down, I've thought about certain issues, I've came up with what should be good or what shouldn't be good. Well, Gabs, if you don't mind, I kind of want to throw you on. I kind of want to use you as an example. Would that bother you if I used you as an example of what I'm trying to say? Hold on, I gotta wait. I'm trying to be nice. Wink, 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 wink. Go right ahead. Okay. So earlier when I was talking about the visa thing, now I understand that there's a lot of people that are just, I hate Trump, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But just because you don't like someone doesn't mean that they can't still do good. And just because you don't agree with it, right? But like, let's say we took the issue of the visa thing, of him basically eliminating how people can tell you to spend your money, no matter who it would have came from. Like, let's say, even if, I'm not saying that you would, but like, ultimately that is a good thing that we did put a check and a balance in power, or a check and a balance to have companies not being able to dictate how you spend your money. I think that anyone could agree that that is ultimately a good thing, right? And I'm trying not to pick on you too hard when I say this, but it's just like, I can also see other people just being like, it was Trump. That man's like all bad, misogynist, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, he can still be all those things, but that you can still think that he'd do all those things and still agree that not all of his things are bad. Like, good things can still happen, right? Like, even though I dislike Biden, he still did the whole student loan forgiveness thing, which isn't a bad thing. Like, that's an example for me. Like, I did not like Biden. I did not think he should have been president. He was way too old, and we still have another really, really old guy that could die at any day. But, I mean, and that's just kind of what I mean. Like, I say, like, if we're gonna continue like these conversations, like, we gotta try and keep as open as possible and not be hindered by crap. I don't want to fucking say it like this because now I'm gonna sound like a freaking derp. But if we're gonna have conversations like this, I don't want to be hindered by, I can't think of another word for bias, but I don't want to be hindered by bias just because it is an individual. If we're talking about like a specific subject, and if something gets brought up, if it can be good or a bad thing, then I would rather focus on like quantifying it and defining it rather than it being doomed from the start based off of whoever it was. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And I hope I don't piss you off. I hope I articulated that well enough. Do it. Do what? What are you, freaking Palpatining me right now? Are you Emperor Palpatining me at the moment? Do it. Give in to the dark side of the Force. Most certainly. Okay, thank you. Because I'm not trying. I don't want to be a dick. Like I don't want to be like, well, you're fucked up because you're a Balchinian or whatever the fuck. You know. Don't have a filter. No. Like, oh no. Oh my gosh. I don't have a filter. But I don't have a filter. But I don't want anyone to feel like they're belittled unless if they're like a brazenly an asshole. Like, I will always be respectful, but don't come at me, bro. Okay? That's all I mean. Listen, I will always be respectful, but never ever take my kindness for weakness. That is the biggest mistake anyone has ever made at me. Okay? You can ask my old boss. Anyways, moving on. All right, y'all, I need to call it here. I really do need to call it here. It was fun. I'll look into some more subjects or whatever that we can talk into. This is tricky territory because I know where it could go and I know where it leads. I know where this road goes. So it's about trying to find a good path for it. Also said when I try to avoid the pumpkin hand at all costs, I still acknowledge the fact that if he does something that actually helps people, but it's just kind of hard to acknowledge the good when someone has so many bad things. You know what? That brings up... No, I understand completely what you're saying. That actually brings up a good psychology thing, right? It's just like, you can have someone do 100 good things, but then they do one bad thing, and that's what gets remembered, right? But I mean, like, I know, like, in a lot of cases, like, this one individual does 100 bad things, or at least they view it as bad things. But that would be another philosophical question or a philosophical conversation about what defines like a good person, what defines a bad person. And just because we remember one bad thing, or is it only, or how magnificent does that bad thing have to be? You know what I mean? Like, it could be like, well, was it nuclear? Was it just the one nuclear bad thing? Or did you just squash a little? You know what I mean? Like, that's actually a pretty good topic. What defines a bad thing? We'll take these streams step by step. We'll take it topic by topic. I like that emote. Full emote. I don't see you with those birdie zooms anymore, though. I don't see you with them dare birdie zooms now, Mo. Also, I still got that little white halo going. Although, I think it was the sun. I think I gotta repatch my window. Oh. But I still want to keep doing gaming. Gaming's still my love. It's just like, I don't know. I had a correlation with how these streamers, like, they're gamers, but then they all dive into political content. I don't want to dive into political content. If anything, I would dive into more philosophical conversation content. But we would definitely have to have real world examples in order to talk philosophy. That's just kind of a given. That's just kind of a given. Oh, there you go. There's all them birdie zooms. Okay. All right. Hey, listen. So if you guys are out there lurking, chilling, or whatever, you guys enjoyed the content, I have a link to the Discord down below. I do my best to try and update it and to keep you guys posted and have conversations and do whatever. But keep in mind, I'm working a shit ton of overtime the next few weeks. Okay. So, if I don't end up streaming, maybe I'll try and like throw in like, I don't know, maybe I'll make a YouTube video of just like talking points, or maybe we'll cover a topic or whatnot, because I kind of want to talk about, I don't necessarily want to talk about politics. I mostly want to talk about, I would like to talk about more about games and the direction that they're going and the way that I've been kind of feeling about it lately. because I feel like that gamers themselves are kind of getting more involved politically because they've been kind of targeted in a sense. So I feel like these would be some interesting conversation to talk about. But if I don't do it on stream, I'll probably do it in like a YouTube video, something like real clean cut that I can edit, because I obviously will be short on time and I do everything on my own. I don't got no fancy editors. But anyways, yeah, you guys enjoyed the content. I got a link to the Discord down below. And if you're on Twitch, I also got the YouTube. If you're on YouTube, I also got the Twitch. I don't do anything else. And maybe how tomorrow goes. Maybe I'll hop on for like an hour or two and we'll figure out a conversation. But I have a longer shift tomorrow. But if not, I definitely will be on stream Tuesday. It just kind of depends on how I feel. It just kind of depends on how I feel and how things are wrapping up. But anyways, you guys, you over there. You guys, I'm having brain fart. Well, okay, whatever. Listen, you guys are the real MVPs of the stream, okay? Like, I love being here, and I do love chatting with you guys and having all the fun and then having conversations. Maybe we can have some more intellectual conversations. I need to read this again. You haven't read this. Putting it away now. I'm putting that book away in my collection. But anyways, you guys keep being amazing, keep being awesome, and keep being you. And I will see you on the next one.